Kira's Kool Kult is your safe place in an unsafe world. Welcome to the Kikuka. Hi and welcome back to Kira's Kool Kult. Hello my fellow cult members. For today's video, we will be reliving the massive fight that Admin Stegma took place on one very eventful day. It was a sunny summer's day, I think, and I wanted one of my friends, not Admin she, another one of my friends I had before she and I were friends, to play with me instead of her other friends. For this story, we will call this other friend, Karen. Karen told me that I played with her too often and she thought it was only fair for her to join other people and not only play with me. I didn't like this one bit. Karen's other friends were very scary and I wanted to play with Karen only and have Karen only play with me. I followed Karen as she walked over to her friends. Together they skipped as I sat on the sidelines and watched sadly. At the time, I was having a very bad case of mood swings, so I was having a hard time calming myself after she told me she'd be playing with other people. As Karen skipped, I made fun of her, telling her you can't even skip, and gosh, you're such a bad skipper. Karen became very upset by this and couldn't take the impactful insults for much longer. So, she snapped the following words out of Karen's mouth. I could not remember, although that does not affect its importance. Whatever was said was so unbelievably offensive that it upset me beyond what words could explain. It upset me so much that my emotions took over. I blacked out, and then I pushed her. Karen was a very strong individual. She could lift heavier things than I could. She could do a push-up whereas I couldn't. She could do sit-ups whereas I couldn't. She could. Well, you get the point I'm trying to make here. Pushing her was not a smart move on my part. Karen pushed me back so hard that I went flying backwards into a chair. The impact caused a sharp pain in my hip and that's when I became really upset. I got up and punched Karen in the face. But she hit back. Only harder. Much harder. And that was it. We ran off to opposite ends of the courtyard, stared at each other and cried. I was hurt physically and emotionally, and Karen, well, only emotionally. I really cannot remember what the other people who were skipping with Karen did, although I vaguely remember some people comforting Karen as a teacher asked me why I was crying. I felt so flabbergasted that Karen's friends went to her and not to me, but I guess it was clear who the victim was here, so I let it slide. But when this teacher asked me what had just happened, I felt like screaming at her. How could you have not seen that epic physical fight that I definitely won? Unbelievable. I forgot what I had told that teacher. Anyway, the story ends with my feeling sick in class and being convinced I was concussed, although now I'm sure it was just nerves and not an actual concussion. The thing that will stick in my mind the longest is Karen specifically telling me, after we made up after the fight, that she was crying not because of my punches or insults but because she only felt bad for hurting me.